Dear students, in this video we are going to see about class 10 mineral and energy resources part 4, which comprises of non-conventional sources of energy. Here we are going to see about the importance of or the need for non-conventional sources of energy. The growing consumption of energy has resulted in the country becoming increasingly dependent on fossil fuels like coal, petroleum and natural gas. Rising prices of oil and gas and their potential shortages have raised uncertainties about the security of energy supply in the future, which in turn has serious repercussions on the growth of the national economy. Moreover, increasing use of fossil fuels also causes serious environmental problems. Hence, there is a pressing need to use a renewable source of energy like solar energy, wind energy, tidal energy, biomass or biogas, and energy from the waste material. These are all called as non-conventional energy resources. India is blessed with abundance of sunlight, water, wind and biomass. It has the largest programs for the development of these renewable resources. Here you can see as a flow chart for all the non-conventional source of energy, what are the advantages and disadvantages, and also the difference between the conventional and non-conventional sources of energy. So this way we can understand about how they differ from each other and what is the importance or the need for non-conventional sources of energy. Let us now see about all these non-conventional sources of energy one by one. Nuclear or atomic energy. It is obtained by altering the structure of atoms. When such an alteration is made, much energy is released in the form of heat, and this is used to generate electric power. Uranium and thorium, which are available in Jharkhand and Aravalli ranges of Rajasthan, are used for generating atomic or nuclear power. The monazite sands of Kerala is also rich in thorium. Solar energy is the second most important energy which can be used in India. India being a tropical country, we have enormous possibility of tapping this solar energy. Photovoltaic technology converts sunlight directly into electricity. Solar energy is fast becoming popular in rural and remote areas of India. Largest solar plant of India is located at Madhapur near Bhuj in Gujarat. Wind power. How wind is used as a energy generator. India has a great potential of wind power too. The largest wind farm cluster is located in Tamil Nadu from Nagarkovil to Madurai. Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Gujarat, Kerala, Maharashtra and Lakshadweep also have important wind farms. Nagarkovil and Jaisalmer are well known for effective use of wind energy in the country. Biogas. Shrubs, farm waste, animal and human waste are used to produce biogas for domestic consumption in rural areas. Decomposition of organic matter yields gas which has higher thermal efficiency. The biomass plants using cattle dung are also known as gobar gas plants in rural India. These provide twin benefits to the farmer in the form of energy and improved quality of manure. Biogas is by far the most efficient use of cattle dung because it improves the quality of the manure and also prevents the loss of trees due to burning of fuel wood and cow dung cakes. Tidal energy. Floodgate dams are built across the inlets to use ocean tides to generate electricity. During high tide, water flows into the inlet and gets trapped when the gate is closed. After the tide falls outside the floodgate, the water retained by the floodgate flows back to the sea via a pipe that carries it through a power generating turbine. A tidal energy power plant is set up at Gulf of Kambat, Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat by National Hydropower Corporation. Last but not the least, we are going to see about the geothermal energy. The heat and electricity produced by using the heat from the interior of the earth is called geothermal energy. Geothermal energy exists because the earth grows progressively hotter with increasing depth, where the geothermal gradient is high. Means high temperatures are found at the shallower depths itself. Groundwater in such areas absorbs heat from the rock and becomes hot. It is so hot that when it rises to the earth's surface, it turns into steam. This steam is used to drive turbines and generate electricity. Two experimental projects have been set up in India to harness the geothermal energy. One is located in Parvati Valley near Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh, and the other is located in the Puga Valley, Ladakh. Conservation of energy resources. Energy is a basic requirement for economic development. Every sector of the national economy, say agriculture, industry, transport, commercial and domestic, needs inputs of energy. Due to this, there is an urgent need to develop a sustainable path of energy development. Promotion of energy conservation and increased use of renewable energy sources are the twin planks of sustainable energy. So, we need to promote the energy conservation, and also we need to have an alternative sources of energy. Then only we can have a sustainable development and sustainable energy. India is presently one of the least energy efficient countries in the world. We have to adopt a cautious approach for the judicious use of our limited energy resources. For example, as a concerned citizen, we can do a bit by using public transport system instead of individual vehicles. Switching off electricity when not in use. Using power saving devices and using non-conventional sources of energy may all this lead to the conservation of energy resources. After all, energy saved is energy produced. So, with this we come to the conclusion of this lesson, mineral and energy resources. There is a short video after this which will explain to you about this non-conventional sources of energy with a video. Hope you understood this lesson. Save the energy for your future. Thank you.
Conventional sources of energy. The energy generated by using wind, tides, solar, geothermal heat and biomass is referred to as non-conventional energy. These energy sources are renewable and ecologically safe. India is blessed with an abundance of sunlight, water, wind and biomass. Now let's read about some of the non-conventional sources of energy. The first one is solar energy. Photovoltaic technology converts sunlight directly into electricity. Photovoltaic is also referred to as solar cells. They convert the energy of light directly into electricity. The largest solar plant of India is located at Madhapur near Bhuj, Gujarat. The second non-conventional energy source is wind energy. This is done by using a large wind turbine, usually consisting of propellers. The turbine is connected to a generator to generate electricity. As the wind passes the turbines, it moves the blades, which spins the shaft, and that generates electricity. The largest wind farm cluster is located in Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, Gujarat, Kerala, Maharashtra, and Lakshadweep. And if you look at these places, they all are located at coastal region. Hence, wind from sea is in abundance. The third non-conventional energy source is biogas. Biogas is produced in a biogas plant. Shrubs, farm waste, animal and human waste are dumped into the biogas plant. It is then heated to a certain temperature. The leftover is decomposed by the microorganisms under exclusion of light and oxygen. The final product is biogas, and its main element is methane gas. Biogas plants are set up at municipal, cooperative and individual levels. It is very beneficial for rural farmers because it not only produces energy but it also produces fine quality manure. The fourth non-conventional energy source is tidal energy. Floodgate dams are built across inlets. During high tide, water flows into the inlet and gets trapped when the gate is closed. After the tide falls outside the floodgate, the water retained by the floodgate flows back to the sea via a pipe that carries it through a power generating turbine. If you see, it's purely using natural force along with the help of mechanical process to generate electricity. In India, the Gulf of Kutch provides ideal conditions for utilizing tidal energy. Last but not the least, geothermal energy is another form of non-conventional energy source. When we break the word geothermal, we get geo, that is referred to as earth, and then we get thermal, which means heat. So in this, heat and electricity is produced by using the heat from the interior of the earth. We all know that as we go deeper inside the earth's crust, the temperature gradually increases. It is this heat that is used with water to produce steam, and then the steam is used to drive turbines and generate electricity. Right now there are two places in India where geothermal energy is in practice, and those places are Manikan in Himachal Pradesh and Puga Valley in Ladakh. So this was all about non-conventional sources of energy. And this brings us to the end of this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you found this video informative.